Hello, welcome to Learn Government with Enigma. So today I'm going to be talking about constitutionalism. So first, constitution is a body of agreed rules and principles that dictate how government should govern the state. Constitution set the framework of governance. It's fact, it can be written, it can be unwritten. It sets the tone of how the people of a state should be governed. However, in today's lesson, we are discussing constitutionalism. And so, what is constitutionalism and why is constitutionalism important and what are the purposes of constitutionalism? So, constitutionalism is based on the belief that the power of the various organs of government should be defined and regulated by the Constitution. The power of the various organs of government should be defined and regulated by the Constitution. So, what that means is that those who govern the society do so without denying or violating the human right or human dignity. When the principles of the constitutions, when the principles of the constitution are followed to the latter, we have what we call constitutionalism, governing based on what is entrenched in the constitution. So, so this shows that limitations are placed in the performance of their functions and must be in accordance with the provision of the Constitution. So, what I'm saying now is that constitutionalism serves as checks and limits to the actions of government, but also the actions of the people making up the political system. So constitutionalism is like a check and balancing thing for the people and those in government. So constitutionalism is based on the belief that the power of the various organs of government should be defined and regulated by the Constitution. So when the Constitution is followed to the latter, there is what we call constitutionalism. So what are the purposes of constitutionalism? One, fundamental human rights. Now, the principles of constitutionalism enhances the protection of people's fundamental human rights. For example, right to life, right to freedom of speech, right to association. Number two, right to vote and contest elections. So every adult, according to this principle, has a right to vote and be voted for at any political elections. Number three is enforcement of the people's rights. The principle states that only the constitutional court, the High Court and Appeal Court, can enforce all people's rights. And then four is limitation in the exercise of functions. So the activities of those who govern should not be absolute. Limitation is placed on the exercise of their functions by the Constitution. Then finally, equality before the law. Now, it stresses the fact that nobody, no matter how highly placed, should be above the law of the land. So constitutionalism embraces the purpose of constitutionalism is to ensure fundamental human rights, right to vote and contest elections, enforcement of people's rights, limitation to the exercise and functions, and then equality before the law.